Facts.
You know, and one of them is 6 and the other one is 1. So, you know, I remember being that age. I want to get a dirt bike. You know, I remember the shoes and just the things that, like I said, man, a lot of things that I wasn't able to do at that age, I make sure that they're able to do it. But,
however,
my son, we got to do some yard work. You know, things that I necessarily didn't have to do or didn't know how to do, I should say, when I was young. I'm teaching him early. You can get what you want the same way I can get what I want, but just the same way I'm going to work, I'm going to show you how to do some kind of work.
Absolutely.
Before you can get it. So yeah, you may be spoiled money-wise, but mentally, I'm going to still give you something that you can take and carry on for the rest of your life.
I love that. I don't know if I can really add much to it because I completely 1,000% agree. Me and my son, we have our talks, man. And I talk to him about, like, the blessing is my teenagers really don't ask much. They might be like, Dad, I need some kicks, but it's when they really need it. They be like, hey, Dad, I still got them other pair of shoes I ain't never worn yet, so don't worry about it. Dad, I still got this. Don't worry about it. Keep it bread. When I need something, I'll let you know. And I'm like, that's dope. But what's dope is we have conversations about investments. We have conversations about books. We have conversations about God and their emotional stability. We have those conversations. So some things I can spoil them with, and some things I let them work for it.
Got to.
But it's teaching,
Got to.
right? And I remember recently we just seen there was a video out that Kirk Franklin, right, got into it with his son, and it was all on the internet and all these other things. And because we only heard the snippet, right? Kirk Franklin coming out, he's apologizing, but his son is like 30, talking to him crazy, airing his father out, trying to. And at the end of the day, we're all human, and we make mistakes. Even as parents, we're not perfect. But the way his son did it, and I used to get talked to like that on a regular when I was a kid. It didn't break me, but at 30, I'm like, man, all right, I'm grown. Yeah. All right, Mom, I just want to talk to you for a couple weeks if this is how you feel.
I mean, you know what, man? The way I feel about that is everybody grew up differently.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Everybody grew up differently. The same way me and you, man, we see things in some of the same ways, but we also have different views on it.
Facts.
You know, Popeyes, KFC, and Church's Chicken, man, it's all fried chicken, but it's done 3 different ways.
Facts.
You know, so when it goes back to that, I never was talked to like that as I was a kid. I got checked when it was time to get checked, but I was never talked to like that as a kid. And when I became an adult and as a man, we both sat there and was able to talk eye to eye with both my mom and my dad. And we gonna talk like adults. I still got my respect for you, but we gonna both have to talk to each other like adults. Forget the status of who you are, the son, the mom, the dad, whoever. Now let's talk like adults. I'm gonna still respect you, like of who you are, but we still need to talk like adults in that case.
And it's crazy you say that. So my mom wasn't the one that was the at times verbal abusive one. My stepdad was. He's the one that call you names and call you the MF. If he won't call you the MF, he might say go sit your MF down, right? And so it wasn't necessarily you talk at, right? Mm-hmm. But as an adult, what I realized, I talk to my kids. Yeah. And I realized how much better it was when I talked to them. Because when I talk to them,
conversation is the cure, man.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, conversation is the cure.
When my son can come to me and be like, hey, Dad, listen, man. Emotionally, I'm kind of all over the place about this situation. What should I do? For a 16-year-old to take the time out and say, Dad, emotionally, I need this help in this area. To me, that's dope. Because a lot of 16-year-olds, they'll go out to go find something to kind of help them.
You know what, man? You also, but also where you coming from, friend, that's where friendship comes in at as well, man. Because a lot of us, we met friends at them ages, man. We started meeting them at 12th grade. I know some brothers from elementary school, you know, so we started meeting each other at these ages. And sometimes our way of getting away, that's why we go spend the night at people's houses, to get away from our parents, you know? So, you know what I mean? So
stayed at somebody's house. Can I come over?
You know, so even regardless of the good and the bad, even with the Kirk Franklin, man, that's a different situation.
Yeah, because we only see that in the snippets, but I brought it up because it felt like that man at 30 felt super entitled because he was given whatever he was given. We don't know the whole story. True. But only one snippet was played, but we didn't know what led up to that. Yeah. You feel me? But this is what I really want to say. I watched another video, and you said you didn't get to see this one. This one on Brian McKnight, and he came out and he aired out some stuff that's been going on with his family. And when he was talking about being a parent, and his son and his daughter, I guess, was feeling entitled. One is like 27, one is like 22 or something, close to 30. Almost the same situation. Mm-hmm. And he said his son said almost verbatim was, "You're better." His dad was better, or he was better off that his dad was dead than alive. Ooh. He was more beneficial if his dad was dead. And I was sitting there like, because his dad
insurance money.
Right. Oh, okay. You got another family, and it was some other things going on. And Brian McKnight did like a 10-minute video. He said, "Man, I just got off a 16-hour flight. I'm tired, but I got to air this out." He said, "I've always been there for my kids, but when I told them I'm going to pay for your apartment until you get up a certain age, and then I'm going to need you to, I'm cutting you off after this, but I'm going to pay for your apartment for 2 years. That gives you 2 years to get on your feet." And when they didn't do it, all of a sudden, Dad cut him off like he promised.
You know what?
And they felt entitled.
And that right there, man.
2 years,
yeah,
paying for everything.
That, man. Hey, man. A lot of us grew up on a month-to-month lease, man. So 2 years, man. You winning right now, man.
2 years.
You can actually go mess up for 23 months and go get a job and get it back together. You got it pretty good, man.
You got it pretty good.
By all means, enjoy it, man, and make the best of it, man. A lot of us didn't grow up like that.
Man, for real. So this is Melanated Rhythm. We talking about relationship with our kids.
It's a blessing.
Hey, listen, it's a blessing. Sorry we didn't tell y'all to subscribe, like, all that kind of great stuff. We need y'all to like and subscribe, share the video if you got some, if you gained something from the video. But most importantly, we appreciate y'all for leaving comments. Do y'all feel the same way? Do y'all disagree? Is there a story or something, a topic y'all want us to talk about?
Let us know.
Let us know, man. We like to talk about a little bit of everything. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's music. Well, I'm not too big on the sports, even though I like sports. I don't know too much about it, so
I'm a 49er fan. That's it.
Well, I used to be back in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother story. I'll tell y'all later. So we appreciate y'all. We love y'all, man. Like, subscribe, share, all that great stuff. It's Melanated Rhythm. K Steel,
Black Ray
in the building.
All right.